The world's attention snapped to the Arctic in 2019, when an unexpected story dominated the news cycle. President Donald Trump publicly mused about acquiring Greenland from Denmark, a move that stunned both allies and rivals and ignited a global debate. While many dismissed the idea as far-fetched, it exposed a growing international fascination with the Arctic, a region long overlooked in the corridors of power. Suddenly, the United States was signaling that the far north was more than just frozen wilderness. It was a new arena for strategy and ambition. As climate change accelerates the thaw, the Arctic's hidden wealth, energy reserves, minerals and new shipping lanes has come into sharp focus, drawing the interest of nations eager for advantage. The US already maintains a significant presence at Greenland's Thule Air Base, a strategic outpost since the Cold War. But Trump's overture was about cementing American dominance for generations to come. Yet, the proposal failed to consider the voices and autonomy of Greenland's people and Denmark's government. The era of treating entire lands as commodities is over. The swift refusal from Copenhagen and Nuuk underscored a new reality. The Arctic's destiny will be shaped by negotiation, partnership, and respect for those who call it home. Though Trump's proposal became a punchline, it forced the world to recognize the Arctic's growing significance in geopolitics. It also set the stage for a shift in approach, one that prioritizes cooperation, mutual respect, and the aspirations of Arctic communities. America's bid to purchase Greenland may have faded into history, but the race for influence, resources, and a sustainable Arctic future is only intensifying, with the eyes of the world now fixed on the North. In July 2025, Canada announced a landmark $3.1 billion partnership with Greenland, the Northern Bridge Initiative. This historic agreement marks a new era of cooperation between the two northern neighbours, aiming to reshape the Arctic's future through mutual respect and shared goals. Unlike past approaches, this isn't a purchase, but a deep investment in Greenland's future. Canada is not seeking ownership or control, but rather fostering long-term development and prosperity for Greenlandic communities. The deal funds airport upgrades, boosts tourism, and improves connectivity, laying the groundwork for sustainable growth. Enhanced infrastructure will open Greenland to the world, while modern telecommunications will connect even its most remote settlements. A major focus is education and science. Joint research on climate change, scholarships for Greenlandic students, and a new Arctic Research Institute in Nuuk. These initiatives will empower the next generation of Greenlandic leaders and scientists, ensuring local expertise drives future innovation. Canada's approach empowers Greenland, building partnership instead of patronage. By listening to local voices and prioritizing community needs, the initiative fosters genuine collaboration. The agreement also launches a joint venture for rare earth mining, ensuring Greenlandic majority ownership and strict environmental standards. This guarantees that economic benefits stay local, while protecting the fragile Arctic environment. Profits flow into a Greenlandic sovereign wealth fund, giving the island control over its resources. This fund will support public services, infrastructure, and future investments for generations to come. This model stands in stark contrast to transactional deals from other powers, prioritizing local benefit and self-determination. It's a blueprint for ethical international cooperation in the Arctic. The Canada-Greenland deal is a masterstroke of soft power, signaling that Arctic futures will be built on collaboration, not conquest. It sets a powerful example for the world, showing that partnership and respect can shape a brighter, more sustainable future for the entire region. The Arctic's thaw is unlocking a treasure trove of resources, oil, gas, and especially rare earth minerals. Once inaccessible, these riches are now within reach, sparking a modern gold rush among global powers. Rare earths, vital for everything from smartphones to defense tech, are especially coveted. Greenland's Kvanefjeld project could break China's monopoly. Melting ice is also opening new shipping lanes, drastically cutting travel times between Asia, Europe, and North America. Control over these routes means economic and strategic power. But the rush brings risks. Fragile ecosystems face threats from spills, pollution, and overdevelopment, The very activities enabled by climate change threaten to accelerate it further. The central dilemma: how to balance economic opportunity with environmental protection. The choices made now will shape the Arctic and the planet for generations. The Arctic is now a stage for great power rivalry, with Russia and China leading the charge. Russia is militarizing the region, reopening bases and deploying icebreakers to control the northern sea route. China, calling itself a near-Arctic state, is investing in infrastructure and mining, seeking influence through its polar Silk Road. These moves alarm Western nations who see threats to navigation, security and sovereignty. The US and allies are ramping up their own Arctic strategies, wary of debt-trap diplomacy and military posturing. The new Great Game is a complex mix of military, economic and diplomatic maneuvering in a fragile environment. The challenge countering Russian and Chinese ambitions without escalating conflict. Western nations must offer Arctic partners a better model, one rooted in respect, sustainability and real partnership. Greenland's quest for independence is at the heart of Arctic geopolitics. While self-governing, Greenland still relies on Danish subsidies and oversight in key areas. Economic independence hinges on developing its vast mineral wealth, especially rare earths. Resource development is both an economic and political issue tied to national identity and sovereignty. Greenland's leaders are leveraging global interest, seeking partners who respect their autonomy and offer real benefits. The Canada-Greenland deal exemplifies this: local ownership, environmental safeguards, and investment in people. It's a model for how small nations can shape their own futures without becoming pawns. For Greenland, each step toward economic self-reliance is a step closer to true independence. The Canada-Greenland initiative is redrawing the Arctic's power map. For years, the US-led Western Arctic policy, but Canada's bold move creates a new North American axis, independent of Washington. This partnership offers Greenland a strong, reliable ally, making it less vulnerable to pressure from larger powers. The deal also strengthens ties with Denmark, forging a united front among three key NATO allies. Together, they present a more cohesive defence and diplomatic posture against Russia and China. The agreement is a blueprint for Arctic engagement. Influence is won through partnership, not coercion. It encourages other middle powers to pursue collaborative models, fostering a more multipolar and cooperative Arctic. In the high north, building bridges is proving far more effective than building walls. As the Arctic opens to new possibilities, international cooperation is more urgent than ever before. The region is experiencing rapid changes and the world is watching closely. No single nation can tackle the region's immense challenges, climate change, maritime safety, and responsible resource management on its own. The interconnected nature of these issues demands a united response. The Arctic Council has long promoted peace, scientific collaboration and dialogue, but rising geopolitical tensions now threaten this spirit of unity and shared purpose. Arctic as a zone of low tension requires deliberate ongoing effort from all 8 Arctic states, as well as meaningful partnership with Indigenous communities who have called this region home for generations. Environmental protection must be at the heart of every decision. The Arctic is a vital global ecosystem, not just a strategic chessboard for powerful nations. Strict, enforceable international agreements are urgently needed to prevent irreversible damage and ensure the Arctic remains healthy for future generations. Indigenous knowledge, rooted in centuries of experience, must guide sustainable and equitable development, ensuring that progress respects both people and nature. The choice is stark. Competition risks conflict and environmental degradation, while cooperation offers the promise of peace, prosperity, and a thriving Arctic. The Canada-Greenland deal stands as a hopeful model, showing that true partnership can address even the region's toughest challenges and inspire others to follow. Ultimately, the greatest Arctic prize isn't oil or minerals, it's the opportunity to work together across borders and cultures for a sustainable and peaceful future for all. The Canada-Greenland partnership marks a turning point for the North American Arctic. It forges a direct link between two northern giants united by geography, climate, and destiny. Shared stewardship is the new framework pooling resources and knowledge to manage risks, support Indigenous communities, and create sustainable opportunities. This approach can extend to Alaska, forming a continental bloc for a secure, prosperous Arctic. Together, Canada, Greenland, and the US can present a strong front against external powers. The future of the Arctic will be shaped by those who call it home and by nations committed to partnership and responsibility. The path forward is clear. Work together to protect a common heritage and build a sustainable future for generations to come.